Positive thinking doesn't work, at least not the way they taught you. If you're trying to think positive while your life is chaos, if you're repeating affirmations while your subconscious is screaming the opposite, you're not manifesting anything, you're fooling yourself. And I'm going to prove to you scientifically why. But hold on, because positive thinking can work, but only when you understand the 3 levels nobody explains. In this video, I'm going to show you the difference between toxic, positive thinking that keeps you stuck and transformative positive thinking that actually manifests results. And by the end, you'll have 5 specific practices that really work. Ready to destroy everything they taught you wrong about this? Let's start by destroying the myth of superficial positive thinking. You've heard it. Think positive. It'll work out. Just believe. And you try. You force a smile, repeat that everything's fine, ignore the problems, but inside you're feeling like a fraud. And you know why? Because you're practicing level 1 positive thinking, which is basically denying reality. Let me explain the 3 levels of positive thinking. Level 1 is denial. You ignore the negative and pretend everything is wonderful. This doesn't work because your subconscious knows the truth. You create cognitive dissonance, which is when your conscious mind says one thing, but your subconscious believes another. And the subconscious always wins. Level 2 is positive. Acceptance. You recognize the negative reality, but choose to focus on possibilities. You don't deny there's a problem, you just decide not to ruminate on it. This works better because there's no lie involved. Level 3 is positive transformation. You take the negative situation and actively seek the learning, the opportunity, the growth it offers. You don't deny, you don't just accept, you transform. And this is the positive thinking that manifests results. Let me give you a concrete example. You lost your job. Level 1 positive thinking. No problem, something better will show up. Lie, you're terrified. Level 2 positive thinking. Yeah, I lost my job. It sucks. But I'll focus on finding another one and not spiral into despair. Level 3 positive thinking. I lost my job. This forces me to reevaluate my career. Maybe it's the push I needed to change fields or start a business. I'm going to use this as a catalyst for transformation. You see the difference? At level 3, you're actually transforming the experience. And that's what manifests real change. And if you're digging this honest deconstruction of positive thinking, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel because there's a lot more truth coming. Now let's talk about why fake positive thinking is actually worse than negative thinking. There are studies in positive psychology showing that forced positive thinking increases anxiety and depression. Why? Because when you try to force positivity you don't feel, you create an extra layer of guilt. I should be happy. Why can't I? There's something wrong with me. And there's another dangerous side effect. Toxic positive thinking prevents you from taking action. If you just keep repeating, it'll work out, but don't change anything in your actions, nothing changes. True positive thinking generates inspired action. False positive thinking generates optimistic paralysis. So what's the path? The first positive thinking practice that actually works: realistic optimism. This was studied by psychologist Martin Seligman, father of positive psychology. Realistic optimism means you see reality as it is, without rose-colored filters, but you maintain optimism about your capacity to deal with it. You don't think, nothing bad will happen. You think, if something bad happens, I'll find a way to handle it. The difference is subtle but powerful. In the first case, you're passive and deluded. In the second, you're active and prepared. Specific practice. Every day in the morning, instead of repeating, "Today's gonna be a wonderful day," you say, "Today, challenges might happen, and I have internal resources to deal with them. I choose to seek the best in each situation." That's realistic optimism. You're prepared for the negative but focused on the positive. Second practice, strategic gratitude. Not that generic gratitude of, "I'm grateful for everything." It's specific and strategic gratitude. You choose 3 things every day you're grateful for, but they have to be specific and things you'd normally ignore. For example, I'm grateful for having clean water to drink today. Not I'm grateful for water in an abstract way. It's recognizing that today, in this moment, you have access to something billions of people don't have. This trains your brain to notice abundance in places you were blind. And there's a neuroscience trick here. When you practice specific gratitude, you activate the prefrontal cortex and decrease amygdala activity, which is the fear center. Literally, you're reprogramming your brain to operate from abundance instead of scarcity. Third practice, active reframing. Reframing is when you take a situation and actively change the interpretation frame. Every event is neutral until you put meaning on it, so you can choose the meaning. But it's not passive reframing of, this is good, this is bad. It's active reframing. How can I use this in my favor? It's a question, not a statement. And questions are more powerful because they activate search in your brain. Practical example, you're stuck in traffic. Fake positive thinking. Great to be stuck in traffic. Ridiculous. Passive reframing. At least I have a car. Active reframing. How can I use this time? I can listen to a podcast, mentally plan my day, do breathing exercises. You transformed dead time into productive time. And look, if you're with me this far, go ahead and drop that like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because there are 2 more powerful practices coming. Fourth practice, visualization with obstacles. This is where common positive thinking screws up badly. People visualize only the wonderful final result. But studies by psychologist Gabriele Oettingen show that visualizing only success actually decreases motivation. Why? Because your brain thinks it already succeeded and relaxes. The correct technique is WOOP. Wish, outcome, obstacle, plan. You visualize the wish. Visualize the positive outcome, but also visualize the obstacles that will appear and create a plan for each one. Example, you want to lose weight. Wish, lose 20 pounds. Outcome, you visualize yourself lean, healthy, confident. Obstacle, there'll be parties, there'll be temptation, there'll be laziness. Plan, when there's a party, I bring my own food. When there's temptation, I take a deep breath and remember my goal. When there's laziness, I do at least 10 minutes of exercise. You see? You combined positive thinking, visualizing the outcome, with realistic thinking, anticipating obstacles, with action, creating a plan. That works. Fifth practice, protagonist narrative. This is about how you tell your story to yourself. Are you a victim or protagonist? Negative thinking puts you as victim. This happened to me. I suffered. I had no choice. Fake positive thinking puts you as a happy victim. It's okay. I accept it. True positive thinking puts you as protagonist. This happened. It was hard, but I choose how to respond. I have agency. I'm going to use this experience to grow. The difference is locus of control. You recognize you don't control what happens, but you control your response. Specific practice. Mentally rewrite stories from your past. Take a negative experience and rebuild the narrative, focusing on your choices, your growth, the lessons. You don't deny it was bad, but you put yourself as an active agent who survived and evolved. This isn't just psychology, it's neuroscience. When you change the narrative, you change the neural connections associated with that memory. Literally, you rebuild your brain. Now let's talk about the 3 most common mistakes that prevent positive thinking from working. First mistake, immediacy. People practice positive thinking for 3 days and expect life to change. That's not how it works. Positive thinking is daily practice, like the gym. You don't go to the gym once and get strong. You go consistently for months and transform. The brain needs repetition to create new neural pathways. Scientists estimate it takes 60 to 90 days of consistent practice to start real change. So if you tried for a week and quit, you didn't even really start. Second mistake, only mindset, zero action. Positive thinking doesn't replace action. It generates action. If you just keep thinking positive but don't change behavior, you're doing it wrong. The correct cycle is positive thinking generates positive emotion, generates inspired. Action generates positive result that reinforces positive thinking. Third mistake, isolation. You're trying to maintain positive thinking while hanging out with extremely negative people. That's swimming against the tide. Mirror neurons make you absorb the energy of people around you. It's not that you need to abandon everyone, but you need balance. If you spend 8 hours with negative people and 10 minutes trying to think positive, which do you think wins? So let's recap the 5 positive thinking practices that actually work. First, realistic optimism. See reality but maintain confidence in your capacity. Second, strategic gratitude. Specific and focused on what you normally ignore. Third, active reframing. Ask, how can I use this in my favor? Fourth, visualization with obstacles. Whoop, including obstacles and plans. Fifth, protagonist narrative. Rebuild your stories with you as an active agent. And the 3 mistakes: immediacy, only mindset without action, and isolation, in a negative environment. Positive thinking isn't pretending everything's fine. It's actively choosing where to put your focus, how to interpret events, and what narrative to build. It's having the courage to see reality and maintain active hope. It's combining optimism with action. Here's my 30-day challenge. Pick 2 of the 5 practices and do them every day. Could be strategic gratitude in the morning and active reframing during the day. Or whoop visualization before bed and protagonist narrative when remembering the past. But do it consistently for 30 days. And keep a simple journal. Date, practice you did, how you felt. After 30 days, reread the journal and see if your mindset changed. I bet it did. And come here in the comments to tell me. If you want more content about mindset, manifestation, mental reprogramming, I've got a complete playlist here on the channel. It's all there, from neuroscience to spiritual practices. Drop that, like if this video destroyed your illusions about positive thinking and gave you real tools. Subscribe to the channel to keep getting honest content that actually works, not empty promises. Turn on notifications so you don't miss any video. And share this with that person who's trying to be positive but the wrong way. Comment below, which practice are you going to start today? Realistic optimism? Strategic gratitude? Whoop? Protagonist narrative? I want to know. And remember, positive thinking isn't about denying the darkness. It's about carrying your own light. It's not about pretending there's no storm. It's about learning to dance in the rain. It's not about illusion. It's about conscious transformation. As Viktor Frankl said, Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. True positive thinking is exercising that freedom of choice, even when the situation is horrible. Thank you so much for staying here with me. I'll see you in the next video, already practicing real positive thinking, already manifesting true change. See you there.